tayo ng Math-aral. Sa Math, walang maiiwan. Math-sayang Math-aral, tayo ng Math-tuto upang ika'y umasenso. Maging matyaga, maging matalino, halina Math-aral na tayo. Maging matyaga, maging matalino, halina Math-aral na tayo. Halina Math-aral na tayo. Halina Math-aral na tayo. Halina, 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 aral na tayo.
Hello grades and learners, home learning partners, and fellow teachers. I'm Ma'am Karen Soda, a teacher from Andres Bonifacio Integrated School, at ako ang makakasama ninyo ng pag-aaral ng Advanced Lessons in Mathematics 10 for Week 3. Halina't mag-aral na tayo!
Hello grades and learners, welcome to Project SOAR. We are now on Week 3, and our topic is interpreting measures of position. Here are our objectives. We are going to recall the quartiles, deciles, and percentiles and interpret these measures of position. Pero bago tayo magsimula, mag-review muna tayo ng ating previous lesson. Given the following choices, 3rd quartile, 5th decile, 6th, percentile 25, 20%, and 80%, let us answer the following questions. Let's start with number 1. Which decile determines 60% of the data? You have 10 seconds to answer this question. Let's see. If your answer is 6th, you are correct. Next question. The lower quartile can be equal into what percentile? The answer? Percentile 25. Next question. The 75th percentile is also equal to blank. The answer? 3rd quartile. Both 3rd quartile and 75th percentile represents 75% of the data. Number 4. It refers to the median score. The answer is correct, 5th decile. 5th decile divides the data into 2 equal parts. Kapareho siya ng median score. And for the last question, what percentage of the data is less than or equal to the value of percentile 20 and decile 2? And the answer is 20%. Statistics is not just merely collecting, organizing, or presenting data. It also includes analysis and interpretation. Kaya naman mahalagang matutunan ninyo kung paano mag-interpret ng measures of position. The measures of position can be used to determine the properties of different sets of numerical data. These measures can also be used to determine the position of a particular observation relative to the other observations in the given set of data. So, para mas maintindihan natin kung paano mag-interpret ng measures of position, balikan muna natin ang fundamental concepts ng quartiles, deciles, and percentiles. Quartiles are the score points which divide a distribution into 4 equal parts. These 3 score points are denoted by Q sub 1 for quartile 1, Q sub 2 for the second quartile, and Q sub 3 for the third quartile. Each part contains 1/4 or 25% of the whole data. 25% of the data set is less than or equal to quartile 1 or the lower quartile. Itong quartile 1, ito din yung median of the lower half of the data set. 50% of the data set is less than or equal to the second quartile, which is also the median of the given data set. And 75% of the data set is less than or equal to quartile 3 or the upper quartile. Ito naman ang median ng upper half of the given data set. Let us use these concepts in interpreting quartile values. Let's have the first scenario. Pete took 20 item tests in mathematics. There were 155 test takers, including him. His score is 15 and his score belongs to the first quartile. Let us answer the following questions. What percentage of tests did Pete answer correctly? So, kung babalikan natin ang scenario, ang score niya ay 15 out of 20. So, para makuha ang percentage, we have 15 divided by 20, then times 100%. So, Pete answered 75% correctly. Follow-up question. If the passing score was 75%, would he have passed the test? So, sinagot na natin kanina that Pete answered 75% of the test correctly. So, yes, he passed the test. Next question. If the passing was 75%, about what percentage of test takers passed the test? And about what percentage of the test takers failed the test? Balikan natin ang scenario natin kanina, wherein Pete's score is 15, which is also the passing mark. And since 15 is in the first quartile, ibig sabihin nito, 25% of the scores are below 15 and 75% of the scores are above 15. It only means that 25% of the test takers failed the test and 75% of the test takers passed the test. Did the majority of the class pass or fail? Since 75% of the class passed the test, yes, the majority of the class passed. Was the test easy or difficult? Since the majority of the class passed, we can conclude that the test was easy. Next is decile. Deciles are the score points which divide a distribution into 10 equal parts. So these 9 score points are denoted by D sub 1, D sub 2, D sub 3 up to D sub 9. So since ang dataset natin ay nahati into 10 equal parts, so each part contains 1/10 or 10% of the total. So anong ibig sabihin nun? That is 10% of the dataset lies below or equal to decile 1. Pwede rin namang 40% of the dataset falls below or equal to decile 4. And 90% of the dataset lies below or equal to decile 9. So, yung mga percentage natin ay minultiply lang natin by 10 since each part nga contains 10% of the dataset. Now, let us interpret decile values by analyzing this scenario. Mrs. Labonete gave a test to her students in statistics. The students finished their test in 35 minutes. This time is the 2.5th decile of the allotted time. So, analyze natin yung given So, 2.5 decile. So, we simply multiply it by 10%. So, ibig sabihin, 25% of the students finish the test in 35 minutes or less. So, ilang percent naman ang mga students ang nakatapos ng more than 35 minutes. So, tandaan, ang total percentage natin ay 100. So, kung yung 25% ay nakatapos ng less than 35 minutes, so we have 100 minus 25. So, we have 75% of the students finish the test in 35 minutes or more. So, what does this mean? So, in this scenario, tandaan natin na a low decile is good kasi kapag mas mabilis mong natapos ang test in a timed exam, mas mabuti. So, the students were able to finish the test in 35 minutes or less. Let's take another scenario. Albert is a secretary in one big company in Mandaluyong. His salary is in the 8th decile. Should Albert be glad of his salary or not? So, balikan natin ang concept ng decile. So, ang kanyang salary falls on the 8th decile. So, ibig sabihin nun, 80% of the employees in that company ang mas mababa sa sahod ni Albert. At 20% naman ang mas mataas ang sahod kay Albert. So, in this case, Albert should be pleased with his salary kasi mas mataas ang sahod niya sa majority of the employees. Last is percentile. Percentiles are the 99 score points which divide a distribution into 100 equal parts. So, ibig sabihin, each part contains 1% of the total dataset. So, percentile determines the value of 1%, 2%, 3%, 4%, 5%, 6%, up to 99%. So, in our illustration, we have percentile 10, percentile 20, percentile 30, percentile 40, and so on, representing 10%, 20%, 30%, 40% of the given data set. Let's have the following scenario. 25 scores in a general math test were recorded, and the score of 82 was the 50th percentile. Only one student got a score of 82. Let us answer the following questions. How many students scored lower than 82? And how many students scored higher than 82? Now, let us illustrate this scenario. Imagine we have 25 students at isang student lang ang nakakuha ng score na 82, which is the 50th percentile. The 50th percentile, as well as the 5th decile and the 2nd quartile, represents the median of the dataset. Ibig sabihin, it divides the dataset into two equal parts, yung lower half and yung upper half. So, kung 25 ang students, less 1 na median, so meron na tayong natirang 24 students. So, yung lower half na 12, they scored lower than 82, and the upper half na 12 students scored higher than 82. In interpreting measures of positions, it would be a great help if you know how to identify the percentage of the dataset which lies above or which is less than or equal to the given quantile value, or the percentage of the dataset which is greater than or equal to the quantile value. With quartiles, we divide the given distribution into 4 equal parts. Since hinati natin into 4 equal parts, each part contains 25% of the given dataset. So, for example, if the data lies on quartile 1, ibig sabihin, 25% of the data is less than or equal to quartile 1, while 75% of the given data is greater than or equal to quartile 1. So, mas madaling i-interpret kapag alam ninyo yung percentage na less than or percentage na greater than the given quartile, decile, or percentile value. Decile, we divide the data into 10 equal parts. Thus, each part contains 10% of the given dataset. So, tandaan na ang total percentage natin ng set of data is 100. So, kung ang data ay pumasok sa decile 6, so since tigta 10% siya, we say that 60% is less than or equal to decile 6. At yung natira, which is 40%, is greater than or equal to decile 6. Percentile, the given data set, is divided into 100 equal parts. Thus, percentile 1, percentile 2, percentile 3, up to percentile 99 represents 1%, 2%, 3%, and up to 99% of the given data set. So, for example, if the data lies on percentile 44, we say that 44% of the given dataset is less than or equal to percentile 44, while 56% lies above percentile 44. In interpreting measures of positions, malaking tulong din kung alam ninyo kung anong quantile values ang equal. This time, tingnan natin kung naintindihan nga ang discussion on interpreting measures of positions. Try to answer the following questions. Pablo got a score of 65, which is equivalent to 80th percentile in a unit test. Which of the following is not true? The answer, his score is below the 5th decile. 65 is the 80th percentile. Ibig sabihin, 80% of the scores is less than or equal to 65, and the remaining 20% is greater than or equal to 65. Ang score na below 5th decile is pasok sa 50th percentile na hindi naman tugma doon sa given scenario natin. Next question. In a 70-item test, Ken got a score of 50, which is the 3rd quartile. This means that correct. He surpassed 75% of his classmates. So, tandaan nyo, sa quartile, tigto 25% ang kada part ng dataset. So, 3rd quartile, that is 75%. So, 75% ang tinaasan niya at yung remaining 25% ang mas mataas sa kanya. So, B is the correct answer. Question 3. Mike's height is 65 inches, which is the 6th decile in their class. What does this imply? Correct. He is taller than 60% of his classmates. 6th decile, meaning nataasan mo ang 60% of the set of data at 40% naman ang mas mataas sa iyo. Last question. The 2nd quartile in the IQ score distribution of 15 students is 130. Which of the following best interprets this score? Correct. The answer is letter D. 2nd quartile, 5th decile, and 50th percentile they are all equal to the median. Ibig sabihin, they divide the given data set into two equal parts. Since 15 students ang involved at ang median natin ay 130, ibig sabihin, yung lower half na 7 have an IQ score lower than 130 and the upper half 7 students have an IQ higher than 130.
Thank you for watching. If you have questions, feel free to send a message to our official FB page, Math Team, Mathematics Teachers Association of Mandaluyong, or feel free to send a message to your mathematics teacher. I'm Ma'am Karen Sota saying, Math-sayang Math-aral, tayo ng Math-tuto. Happy learning!